So if we open up Dreamweaver, now all of you can see my screen clearly because it's really important, okay? Right. I'm assuming you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir.
If you come into site, you will see something known as new site. You can name this as, okay, yeah, right. For example, you have a website by the name of ICT and you want to name it, you can do so. Okay. Come to server and you will see this plus over here. It's being recorded. You can have a look at it again. Once you click on this, let's talk about it. Now, what you're doing is you are going to upload your content from your client to the server. In order to upload this to the server, you need to get two things. You need to get is a hosting package and you need to get is a domain register. Now, what do I mean by getting a domain register? Okay, so domain register basically means is that ICT is the best.com is probably the domain that you bought. You have to pay for it. Okay, there's a World Wide Web consortium that basically arranges that and all that. You buy the domain. Once you buy the domain, just like you got the location to build a house, and the area in which you're going to build it in is basically known as your hosting. So how much hosting do you need? 50 MB, 500 MB, 500 GB, how much do you want? The more hosting you go for, the more you have to pay. You get the point, okay? Now, for example, I have a website which is consuming 3 GB. I need to get at least 10 GB, okay? I don't want to get into a lot of discussion because there are two different concepts of bandwidth in hosting, okay? Let me not get into that, I won't confuse you. So, you get a server, you just bought a domain name, and you also bought hosting as well. Once you have bought the domain name and the hosting, that particular company will give you an FTP address, something like this. It would be something like this. It would say ftp.ict is the best.com. That will be the FTP address, and they will also give you, apart from that, is the username. So let's say you have an ICT, the best is the username, and password could be anything like Kukamanga Phobia, whatever. Okay.
Sir, where did you open this window from?
I will do it again. I'll do it again. Just come straight over here and slash. I will type it HTTPS. Okay. Yeah, either HTTPS or HTTP docs. Now, this is just generically I'm telling you that there will always be a root folder where you will put all the files. Root folder का मतलब क्या है? जैसे देखो, this company that who has server, अब वो server उन्होंने सिर्फ आपके लिए तो नहीं दिया ना. In that particular server they have multiple hard drives, and using those multiple hard drives, they put that server online 24/7. It's connected to the World Wide Web. Your particular IP address is there as well. So they will give 500 GB to you, 500 GB to someone else, 5. So they will have multiple clients on that server. So they will give hosting to multiple people, not just for one. Yeah, obviously some websites that have a lot of customers, like in parkwiz.com, they have their own dedicated server just only for the website, because when the clients increase to a lot of extent, then you need more. My website, simussite.com, in the next 2 months, yes, my traffic will be a lot, but usually during the year, it's a big problem. Okay, तो ये भी होता है कि एग्जाम से 2 दिन पहले my website goes down. वो डाउन नहीं जाती, उसका ये होता है कि the number of visitors that come per second increase a lot this year से. Usually वैसे वो आते हैं guest paper ढूंढने, मगर आप मैं छुपाता हूँ इसलिए ना दिखा. Why should I give it to everyone? So it's there with the encryption, no one knows it. Yeah, if you're listening to the lecture, you won't get it. Okay, fine, for random students, right? So this is what the detail of this part did not come in the paper till now. I have an activity for you, and inshallah today evening I'll share that activity with you that you have to do. So again, this part, classes, these things have not come, but there's a lot of chance all this will come in the paper now. Okay, it's very much in the syllabus. So you should not do this. Now, how will the examiner do it? Obviously, the examiner will say that the following FTP address is provided, the username and the password. Enter it into your appropriate software and show how it will be uploaded. So you will take a screenshot of this, and that's all you place in the evidence document. That's all they can ask, because obviously they cannot ask you to upload. It's impossible. How did I reach here? Well, I'll tell you again. I simply came into site. I came into new site, and I just defined the name. The examiner will tell you what name you want to define. You come into servers. You don't have to go ahead. Servers, and just click on plus. Click on plus, and you enter all the details over here. You don't have to go beyond this. Is it clear, all of you? Yeah, any question? So it's very simple, straightforward. I mean, there won't be any indirect questions in this. Yes, you're supposed to know the procedure and all that. That's the only thing. So how to upload and publish the content to website using FTP? I just told you that. Test that the website elements work. Test navigation within from the website. So basically, what does it mean? Well, they can also give you a test plan. Just like in Excel, you have a test plan where if you validate the data in spreadsheets or databases, they can ask you to test normal, abnormal, and extreme. Okay, normal is you are restricted that only data between 2 and 10 can be entered. So if you enter 20, it will not be entered, it's abnormal. Data 5 which can be entered is normal. If you enter 2, it's lower extreme limit. If you enter 10, it's upper extreme limit. But remember, the data in extreme limits is normal. Remember that. Okay. Now the point is that this is your data testing. What we are talking about over here right now is websites. So how do we test a website? Well, there are lots of other things. Like the examiner just mentioned over here, the syllabus was navigation. Okay, test navigation within, which means obviously that the links that the examiner just told you to create, are those links all working? Maybe one or two links within that particular web page that the examiner did provide you, they're not working, they're not functional. And the examiner says at the end, evaluate the website that you just created, not more than 100 words that evaluating. So you will evaluate and you will tell the good and the bad things, which means that everything has been set properly, the CSS style has been set properly, their layout has been adjusted through the table, so on and so whatever has been gotten been asked. Okay, you don't really have to criticize the designing because it was asked by the examiner. Yes, as far as the navigation is concerned, if it's not working, you will tell the examiner that the navigations are not working. This is the following flow. Kibeta?
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but I have to leave. Will you be uploading the video for this?
We will not be uploading.
Yes, sir?
We are not uploading the website.
No, sir. I mean, would you be uploading the video? Because I need to leave right now.
Yeah, I'll upload. I'll upload.
Thank you, sir.
The reason why I did not upload creation is I just want to combine all of them. They were in parts. अब चारों को I will just join them and upload one go. What do you say? नहीं? वैसे आज के बाद मैं आज सबको upload करता हूँ. ठीक है? So basically, what I was saying was that there will be a testing. There can be a testing question that comes in जो अभी तक नहीं आया, and the examiner might ask you to test the web page. So you have to test the web page. अच्छा, it did come, not exactly this thing. This was, I think so, June 2010 का पेपर था. उसमें examiner ने किया था कि he gave you 3 CSS files, and the examiner said that one of the CSS file is the most appropriate for the page that you just created. The CSS files were provided by the examiner, and the examiner said, please mention that which CSS style is the most appropriate one and why. Well, it was very quite common sense. If you would have attached the first style sheet, you would see really large fonts were not appropriate. Really large fonts. Paragraph is not supposed to be of the size 20. The second was pretty normal. The third again had an issue. Third had an issue that the color scheme was not good. The background was orange and the text was in red, and so on and so. So there was an issue of color scheme. So if you study the 3 style sheets, you will attach one, remove, then you attach the other one, then you attach the other one. You keep on, and then you see which one is the most appropriate, and then you comment, and then you evaluate, telling the reason why which one is good. So evaluation can come in any way. Obviously, you just have to justify the point. You get the point. So testing. This is what testing is. Test that web page elements work. Now, what do you mean by the web page elements work. When we talk about tags, the other name of tags are elements. Now, if you were just asked to create a H1 tag, paragraph tag, or maybe classes, the examiner might say, can you evaluate that the web page elements do work or not? What do you mean? Well, maybe due to some reason, one of your element is not working because of some instructions given by the examiner. Okay. सोच रहा हूँ मैं कुछ ऐसा हो सकता है. So no need to worry. You just have to do whatever is been asked. तो ये आपने बताना है कि out of the 8 elements that I have defined, one of the element is not working, and you can even tell the reason why it's not working. Maybe you don't have to correct it. It's a very easy thing. The point of the examiner will be not to confuse you, but to see how well versed you are in the knowledge of HTML and CSS. That's the point. Do you know what it is? आपने के रट्टे तो नहीं लगाए हुए? And obviously, because there are some students who just do इसके आखिरी हफ्ते 2 हफ्तों में से past papers कर दिए, but that's not the way. When I remember when the first time I joined you, I said, doing the past paper will not guarantee us that we are prepared. We have to look at everything from every angle, activities and all that. But definitely, doing the paper is very, very important. बात समझ आई आपकी? इसलिए मैं वो चीज़ डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ कि जो अब तक नहीं है. जो आ चुके हैं वो तो आपको पता है. That's very normal routine. You know that, right? So this is what we have. Now test a website. Create a test plan to test a web page, including web page elements are visible, navigation within from the web page. Justify the choice of the test plan. Now again, test plan का ही मतलब है. अच्छा, at the end of your book, if you I don't have it right now. A very good test plan is there. So please, I would like you to go through it. Okay, I think so. It's the end part of the book by popping up. So all of you, please just go through it. I could not do a better job than what the author has done for me. So can all of you do that? Right? Or I will share a screenshot of that with you, and I'll share it with you so that all of you know. So we are done with web authoring today. Yes. That's your so you do know that your paper 2 consists of MS Word, Access, and PowerPoint, and mail merge is there. Why have not written? What is there? And then you also have is data analysis in the bottom, right? B3. We have time for Photoshop. Can you just finish it?
Yes.
It will just take a while. Please, all of you, stay with me. So as far as Photoshop is concerned, because I want to finish web authoring today by all means. I just need 10 minutes, not more than that, because I'm not going to discuss everything of Photoshop with you, whatever is in the syllabus. So as far as Photoshop is concerned, it's just a random graphic software that we are using to do some editing of images and stuff like that. So let's say if I have some images, for example, this is the one I have. Well, what are you supposed to know? First of all, what you're supposed to know is how to change the image size. Okay, change the width and the height to 250 and maintain the aspect ratio of the image. Maybe when you're working with the background and stuff like that. Okay? Or maybe the examiner says, yes, but
Where do I maintain the aspect ratio from?
you have, if you want to maintain, make sure constraint proportions is checked. If this is not checked, like right now, the aspect ratio is not maintained. What do you mean by aspect ratio? It means that if I change the height or the width, the height changes, and if I change the width, the height changes. So they are directly proportional. They change. Okay. But if you want, in some cases, that you want to define is, let's say, is 200 and 200, you can do that. You'll get something like this. Control G can go back. So image size, one of the most important things, how to change the image size. Okay. And make sure that you're in pixels. Please don't commit this mistake. Okay, it's in pixels. Okay. So it's also over here. Okay. Should be Yeah, pixels में वो ये क्या percentage now pixels में. Next, what you should know is um, how to change this into let's say black and white. Fine. Next, what you should know is if I use a marquee tool and if I click on the electrical marquee tool, select a portion of this, okay, and then go to image, black and white. Only that will be black and white. And if I've selected this to the marquee tool, right click, select inverse, and then image, black and white. Again, all this does not come. Okay, you just ask this. Okay, एक color का है, एक about the blur and all that movement रहता हूँ, how to make it blur. For example, if I do it again, if I select this in circle, and if I go right click, select inverse, and I can go come to filter, blur, and you will find Gaussian blur. Click on Gaussian blur, and you can just blur it. You can just blur it.
So can you repeat this part?
I just blur. Right. So I just selected, let's say, I can use the rectangle marquee tool. I can just select this part and select inverse, filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. And here you go. So you see, only this is not blurred, everything else has been blurred, right? So we talked about colors and all that. Okay. Then what you should know is obviously type the text. What आपको पता ही है, you can just click on text, although it's not big deal. Typing in text होगा, पता ही होगा.
Sir, there is this question, just like in the case right now that the image go and like specifically वो part
Sir, वो lasso do something lasso.
क्या करना था?
I think
Something
you
lasso.
speak that the name, but just like case करना होता था.
Case के उसी specific जगह को आपने choose.
अच्छा. Just one second. Why don't we have any? I'm sorry. I will share one of the video lecture with you, a very general lecture, in which if you want to revise, you can revise this again. Okay, not what okay, I don't have time to open up a random image. What we can do is, now this lasso tool, the polygon lasso tool and magnetic lasso tool. Well, what are these? Let me just tell you. For example, you just want to take out randomly anything freehand, say that's the lasso tool. Okay, right? Make sure this and this are checked. Why? If these are checked, you can reduce or increase the size. You get my point. Okay, and then we have is the magnetic lasso tool. Magnetic lasso tool we use so that if I want to take out, let's say just this. Sorry. Let me just click on this, and if I want to just take out this, you see automatically it will select this on its own. I'm just going pretty fast, and here we go. So wherever it finds that there is a difference, it will take it out. And obviously, I can decrease the size and I have it. You get the point? Is this out well?
Yes.
Right? Okay, all of you, since the time is over, what we can do is, I can share a generalized video for Photoshop with you. No, not a very long one. I'll select a short one that I have. Can all of you watch it and get back to me if there's a problem?
Yes, that will be great.
Can we do that? Okay, you can
Yes,
watch
sir,
it
let's-
again and please next
Yes,
time,
sir.
get back to me. Sir, I did watch this, but there's a problem, so we can discuss it. The balance is strong. So inshallah, see you. I'll upload all these lectures today evening. Okay, and I'll let you know. Right, all of you? Okay, then. All of you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You will manage, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.